All right, let's dive in here, shall we? So we've got some green-black splash Mayhem Devil oven. One thing I do really like about this build is got a more aggressive slant to it. So we've got Questing Beast, Ceratops, and Rotting Regisaur here as things that give us some more powerful threats at the top end. Past that, we have the Oven, Goose, Trail of Crumbs package along with some 4 Mayhem Devils. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here with this one and see how it goes. Oop. The ladder just reset, and this month's ladder is meaningless in terms of prizes, so we'll probably be playing on the ladder all month. Massacre Girl on the sideboard also does not have a foil option, unfortunately. You wanna know how meeting with contractors goes, chat? I just got an email back from one of the ones I sent a message to yesterday, and their first appointment to just come out and give a quote is over 3 weeks from now. So I assume if it's gonna take them 3 weeks to come look at my project, and then another week or two to give me an actual estimate, it's probably not gonna get done before summer. So we'll probably not respond to that one. At least they actually emailed me back. That's more than a lot of people have done. A lot of phone calls with no responses, chat. A lot of emails into the void. You're booked out 10 weeks. Sure. I just feel like, as someone who's something of a capitalist himself with the business model that I have here on stream, like, if these places would say, hey, you can give me 50 or 100 bucks or whatever their time is worth to, like, make giving me a quote a priority. Because, like, I understand that these people are giving free quotes. They're probably going everywhere. But, like the fact that they just don't even offer the ability to pay them to have it happen sooner. Like, as someone whose entire deck queue system is based around, hey, you can wait or you can pay me more, I really feel like these people need to explore the option of paying them more to get faster service. In fact, maybe I'll offer that up and just be like, give me a number to show up next week. Like, what's your number? I was looking at your survey and I'd like to know why there's not an option for more rants. I specifically subbed to request more rants and I have not been disappointed. Play whatever you like and we'll keep. Thanks, Gibby. I feel like you can't artificially structure the rants, right? Like they need to be organic. A rant on rants. That's true. Luckily, there's a lot to rant about. I only want organic, free, we only have non-GMO rants here. Thank you very much, chat. We should make a rant queue to complement the deck queue. There's the capitalist. Found the capitalist in chat. See, chat? As someone who's voting for Bernie Sanders, I'm not opposed to capitalism. I just firmly believe capitalism needs to stay out of, you know, people's ability to not die or people's ability to not go broke because they got sick. Capitalism is fine for things like Magic the Gathering deck gameplay. Yeah, I'm kind of confused that they brought the cap back. Seems like a bit of a misstep. If I say Bloomberg 3 times in a beer, will that summon an anti-billionaire rant? Oh, billionaires. Have damage to your face. Well, so we're done here. Correct. That is that. I think that's a really ideal world, Koopa. The problem is like what you allow to be classified as a utility can be an issue. Yeah, I mean like being the one with the Mayhem Devils in the oven mirror is like game over. I'm surprised they're still slogging through here. Fun fact, Sagas sacrifice after their final chapter, so this is eventually going to deal 2 damage to them as well. Hey, Great Bone. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are they dead? I think they're dead, right? Feel the burn! Thank you for the third of your sadness. Welcome back. Are timeouts considered a utility in this model? Asking the real questions. Hey, J-Ray, thanks for the 19 months. Here's Open Bacon. Something to note, too, for people that are following the U.S. scape from outside the U.S. is we won't have full Super Tuesday results for a little while because California, at least, allows people to vote by mail so long as it's post-stamped today's date. So they'll have a lot of the results, but not complete for a little bit. You can argue how good or bad that system is, but it's what we've got, so it's the reality we're living with. Kind of surprised the opponent hung on there for as long as they did. Subscribing to the Reed Duke school of thought of, like, always making them do it. Mayhem Devil's just, like, the single most important card in the mirror. Oh, no, chat. I totally forgot to restart the client between matches, didn't I? Let people vote. I mean, like, they could do voting by mail and just, like, move it up, right? Like, you could have voting by mail end, like, last Friday. And, like, open it 3 days earlier. Regisaur's pretty bad against another Cat Oven deck. Massacre Girl might actually be okay here. She has Menace and she can reset the board if we get behind. I want a couple of her. Let's try this. Yeah, but those are things that can be handled through proper regulation. Blue is the color. The problem is we have too much unchecked capitalism. Nice, Des Beef. That's fine. Not amazing, but fine. What if your candidate drops out to support Biden after that Friday? Well, if your candidate dropped out to support Biden, I got bad news about what that meant about your candidate in the first place. We had a discussion in the political dark place over the weekend about someone that was one of the subs was adamant that they felt Buttigieg was a progressive, and like as someone who donated to Buttigieg at one point, like he definitely felt like a progressive and talked like a progressive at the start of the campaign cycle, but he definitely wasn't by the end. He went where the money was, which there's not. Which iteration did I donate to? I could check my Act Blue list. When did we donate to Stinky Pete? I donated to Buttigieg in June of last year, June 2019. Actually, fun fact, just to give you texture of my voting history, my first campaign contribution in this presidential cycle was actually to Elizabeth Warren. Also wasn't incredibly pleased with where she ended up at, or has ended up at. What happens to the $1 million of campaign fund when a candidate drops? It stays in a war chest that they can use for future campaigns, or they can use it for other people in different elections. Yeah, I donated to Pete before he came out against Medicare for All. That was the pivot that fully put me off Pete. When Pete started parroting Republican talking points about Medicare for All, I bailed out. That was the this is my stop. even know that, like, the Medicare for All who want it is strictly a terrible platform, but whenever a, like, as a stepping stone, it's fine. The thing I really took issue with was the Republican talking point, GOP, anti-Medicare for All talking point of people like choice in their healthcare. That's just like, that point is so stupid and untrue. I could never support someone who felt the need to parrot it over an actual progressive. Like, the only choice in the American healthcare system is you get to choose how you go bankrupt if you get sick. A lot of choice in how you get screwed. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then, well, it's not even about, like, people don't want choice. It's that most people don't have choice now. Like, I didn't have a choice on what healthcare plan we had with my wife. That their employer offered one and we took the one they offered. The choices are don't be covered. It's a yes or no choice, exactly. So, now they're the one with the Mayhem Devil. I have a way to kill this, but with Double Oven Cat, it might actually do too much damage with just one cycle here before I do. That's not fair to say. Medicare for All would not benefit the healthcare CEOs and people who are millionaires and billionaires who would make less profit off of sick people. Alright, so let's just kill this right away. They'll sack this and then sack this. We'll take a couple more points of damage. I'll get to deploy this goose and maybe that can get us to survive. Won't somebody please think of the billionaires? Rich people are so mobile that if we tax them, they will just leave and bankrupt our economy. That's some good level FUD. What that point is doing is, it's what I often refer to here as letting perfect be the enemy of good. And what I mean by that is, yes, some billionaires and wealthy people, in fact, even most of them, would probably try to shuffle around some of their assets to pay less in taxes under new tax codes. But because the tax system wouldn't be perfect the first time, doesn't mean you just don't do it. That's like, that comparison that they're making there is like saying, well, we made murder illegal and people still murder each other, so maybe we just shouldn't make murder illegal. It's not working anyways. We shouldn't have laws because people will break the laws. That's the position they're taking in that instance. Sure, Vernash, but like these systems are generally proposed alongside systems that allow for more mental health care to exist, right? Or more college education to exist. So, medical staff supply is also largely something that's perpetrated in what I would consider to be FUD. Every other country that does this does not have incredible supply problems, contrary to what Fox News wants to tell you. And past that, you already wait in the United States. Whenever other people are like, well, I don't want to wait like in other countries, I always wonder, had those people never walked into an emergency room? If you go to an emergency room right now, today in the United States with good insurance, you're going to end up waiting still. That's the reality of how it works. Bernie is for enforcing laws. I mean, everybody should be for enforcing the laws, right? If you're literally about to die, you won't wait. That won't change. Correct. Correct. We might actually survive here. I guess their Croxa's coming back next turn, but I have a Murderous Rider for that the first time through, right? I think I'm just playing this oven out, and then I think we're actually not drawing cards with this food. We're paying to eat one of them here. We actually talked about that today, Papu. Actually, there was earlier, I banned a sub who did the whole... A sub earlier today said point blank they would vote for Trump rather than Bernie in the general because they were afraid of socialism, which is nonsense. And then, for a comparison's sake, that same sub who said they'd vote for Trump rather than Bernie donated to the St. Jude charity stream that we had. So, the fact that people can be for things like that, like donating to an org like St. Jude, but like, yeah, it's wild to me. I actually didn't board my Ashioks in because they're not good at exiling their cat, but maybe the fact that they're playing Croxa changes that dynamic and I should board the Ashioks in. Okay, Trojan, thanks for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Historic was good. The Girl deck is very strong. Hey, Inhuman Rabbit, thank you for the very generous tier 3. I appreciate that. Welcome back. My day is going swell. Life is wonderful. Declan recovered well from his sickness. Sorry for being off yesterday. Declan had the flu over the weekend, and thankfully it passed pretty quickly for him. So he had a fever and stuff on Sunday, so we didn't want to send him to school yesterday. This current standard format is very, very good. I agree. Standard. I think the current sub-survey responses I have standard at an all-time high. I believe. In terms of number of people that are supporting for standard. Shara. Shadra, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate you ripping that Prime. Welcome back. I think I'm in for a goose hunt. Mostly just want to, like, stabilize my life total here. Although maybe I'm supposed to take the Vraska, because she's another removal spell for Kroxa. But if I can just survive here, I should be able to draw enough cards to bury them, right? Yeah, really fortunate. There was Friday when Christy picked Declan up from daycare. They had a note on his door that their classroom had a confirmed case of influenza A. And then Monday when Christy called to tell them he wasn't coming in, the person on the phone told them that five other kids in his class also were out on Monday. So the key to understand is, Esper, is like the things that get pitched as socialism in the United States really aren't extreme, and nobody, not even Bernie especially, is advocating for the government doing actual everything. We just want a little dose of check on capitalism where it shouldn't be, making profit off of sick people, so that way the rest of the system can work better. I often refer to my kids as tiny plague carriers. That is effectively what they are. Their opponent timing out here. Feels bad, man. Got Comcasted. That's, Christy's job actually did something that's great that should be the norm. Christy has the ability to work from home at her job if she needs to, and they actually sent out a company-wide email telling people to stay home if they're sick and work from home. Which normally they're pretty sparing about who can work from home when, so it was nice to see them taking extra precautions to, like, keep people less sick. Nice, Ulran. Peak boomer and older is people who claim they're afraid of what Bernie wants while collecting their social security checks and using Medicare because of their age. That's peak nonsense. Esper, I would explain to that very ignorant idiot that what he's saying is effectively that no one should ever have kids. No, that if you shouldn't have kids if you can't afford them, and if you can't afford to pay for it if they get sick, then you can't afford them. That's saying no one should ever have children. Therode, because it's very easy to lose your job. Yes, no one in the middle class can really afford for any of their family members to get deathly sick under the current system we have. Yeah, that's true. There's a huge generational divide on the word socialism. Boomers think of Soviet gulags, and millennials think of Scandinavian-style social democracy. And that's why I mentioned this earlier. I think it's more important if you talk about the issues rather than using the buzzwords that the media use. Like, when you don't talk about, are you socialism or not, are you a social democrat, you should say things like, do you think people should go broke if their child gets sick? Do you think families should lose their houses if one of the parents gets sick and loses their job because they got sick? And I think you'll find a lot of people, there's obviously awful stains of human beings out there that will answer yes to some of those questions because they're just terrible human beings. But I think there's far more people out there that when you phrase it in the specifics of those details, that they're like, no, that shouldn't happen, that's terrible. Yes, there are a lot of boomers who don't understand that Social Security is not them buying stocks. They actually don't understand how the system works. Social Security only exists because of younger people paying into it. And when it was created, people immediately went onto it that hadn't paid into it. Yeah, honestly, people like that, Esper, I just don't engage with them anymore, even if they're family members. Life's too short, and they're too programmed with nonsense. You think I want the lands here? Yeah, whenever there's those dystopian stories about group of people comes together and donates their sick days so family member who got cancer doesn't lose their job. And it's like pitched as like this feel-good story. It's like, oh God, y'all just don't get it. We already pay for it, Pathfinder. We already pay for it. I think I'm going to start by just sleight of handing here again. Looks like they're playing the Bant deck, so this is probably going to get a little bit grindy. Want to just maximize my card advantage here. Another Goose, sure. I guess I could do this and then sleight of hand again. Perfect. I think I want to just get Regisaur down here to start. Give him the beatdowns. Does Bernie want to get rid of the army entirely? Man, the GOP is a hell of a drug, chat. The GOP is a hell of a drug, chat. That's not even peak Twitch chat. Those are like, these are real things that real, living, breathing, voting humans believe. These are actual questions that, like, people who are deciding should we address climate change are asking. It's just oh. And here's the thing. The person earlier who asked this question initially, they said their dad's an independent. I got bad news for you. The person you're talking to who asked questions like that, they're not an independent. They're a Republican who doesn't know that they're a Republican, or who just doesn't want to be labeled a Republican because they know most reasonable human beings with brains will criticize them for saying these Republican things because they're just nonsense. Will he I can't even, chat. I'm sorry, I can't. It's I have to laugh because the alternative is crying. No, I didn't permanent ban. Like, that's not rude. That's not something that's ban worthy. That's just like, it's just like, these are just like, Like, it's just like, it's just so... Oh, right, I get to deal a damage to them because these sacrifice... Oh, we get to deal a couple damage, right? Birdie's gonna abolish the military and replace it with a deep state communist regimes. I don't know what they're putting in the water down there, but it's like, man, I worry for the South. Wafo Tapa Wee, Wafo Tapa Woo, Esper Charm's not modal because the right mode is always draw 2. Remember when Hoaglandia was on fire? We should do the equivalent for Esper control in all formats. Thanks for the 9 months, Butterfly. Welcome back. Sorry, I was like mid facepalm. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just pick up this Conqueror's Death here right away. Oh, they're digging for Shatter this guy. That makes sense. Flabbergasted. Flabbergasted is a good descriptor. All right, this is actually a great draw because it gives me an extra thing to sacrifice here. So I think my plan is I want to kill Tamiyo. I put a stop on their draw step. I want to kill Tamiyo. Actually, I don't even need to stop on the draw step, right? Because this goes during the main phase. I want to kill Tamiyo before she activates, but after this pops off. I think I'm supposed to play Ceratops here. I'll play Ceratops here. We'll haste this. And then we'll attack both of these into Tamiyo here. And then she'll go to at least 3. I guess she could die and then come back immediately. But, like, that's kind of about a wash anyways, right? I feel like they might chump block here, though. I don't know. If they don't chump block, I feel like we're okay regardless. Okay, and then I'm gonna activate this. Oh, do I not have a forest? I do. I had a heartbeat for a moment there. I was like, oh no, I might not have a third forest. Okay, so we let this happen. They pick something, and then after this is picked something before it resolves, because they can't activate this yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. To shoot this.
You could use some manners.
Oh, this is gonna kill her anyways, right? Because this goes away. Actually, they're just gonna die from their own triggers here, right? I didn't even need to do it because they targeted Uro. So their hand must be pretty bad here, right? They must be digging for a Shatter, because they plus naming Shatter last turn. But, like, even if they find Shatter here, my leftovers are really good, right? Okay, they found the Shatter. So let's draw a card here with the Goose. We'll get to deal another damage. We'll get to draw a card from Shatter. Trail of Crumbs. This is a draw 2, so that sounds great. They have enough cards in here to escape Uro, so that's probably going to happen. So probably need to Vraska eat Uro next turn. Hey, Dedabur. Thanks for the 21 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm not sure I love Rotting Regisaur, Justin, but I think Questing Beast and Ceratops are both reasonable inclusions. That's a good question. Do we want to eat it with Vraska or Rider? If I Trail of Crumbs, I can sack the food, draw 1 card still. I think I just do this. Oh, I'm so dumb. I was gonna say I can play 2 trails after I Vraska. But I tapped off my green. I think I still just play another trail here. It feels bad though. Definitely should have tapped different. Didn't double check the auto tap or really think about how I wanted the sequence here. Yeah, that's true. Next turn, Vraska can uptick, eat the food, and then pay mana to draw extra cards. I like it. Ezekiel, thank you for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Black Sheep for real. Thanks for the 10 months. Versus insulating against planner cleansing. Yeah, something like that.
Protect the virtue of this world.
So Vraska down. Get to Murderous Rider the Nissa. And then I think I'm just doing this, huh? Make them choose between keeping their Teferi at 5 and their 3/3. So if they bounced the food, it would deny us the card draws from it, but I would have sacked it in response, so they wouldn't have drawn a card. So, like, they had to choose, like, did they want to draw a card, or did they want to give up their card draw to like, deny us these?
Together, we will prevail. The land fights for us.
Huh? I think I want to start by just eating this and drawing 2 to see if I can find another way to deal with these planeswalkers. I mean, in Nissa's defense, there aren't a lot of standard games about Nissa at the moment. I feel like she hasn't been a huge part of the format anymore. Recently. Do you have Hydroid Crisis? If they do, they have 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 mana here. It's a lot of mana. Oh, survey says... This is that part of the game where, like, my thoughts on the announcement is that it sucks. I wish I greatly preferred when Historic was in its beta period, where we just had an announcement on Monday and it took place Tuesday. I think at a minimum. Hey, Ripples, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think at a minimum, if they want to announce bans a week in advance, they should also announce what format the bans are coming for. Just saying, hey, there's a ban list update next week isn't super helpful. Saying, hey, there's going to be Pioneer changes. Hey, there's like what if like the ban list update next week is just like, hey, we're gonna change something in Pauper and nothing else changes? Do y'all still see me? Is my client just hung? Y'all still see me, right? I haven't dropped any frames. Dr. Kitty, thanks for the 5 months. All right, let's restart this wonderfully release ready client. These sponsors are great. Buy their stuff. I was having some issues. I think my network cable might be bad. My internet dropped out a couple of times last week, and as I switched back to using my wireless bridge, I haven't dropped anything. I really hope they give us back Field and Historic too. I agree. We're like looking for another Murderous Rider here. Hey, Katang, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Hope you're having a great one wherever you are. Nah, I think that's stupid. I think the people who say we should just unban everything are lazy people who lack critical thinking skills. It's something that comes up a lot, and I think it's lazy. It shows a fundamental misunderstanding of how formats work. Just because there are a number of things on a ban list that can be unbanned doesn't mean you should unban everything. I agree that the ban list could use a rework, but that's a far cry from the illogical jump of, hey, let's unban everything. As far as this game's concerned, actually Plaguecrafter's pretty bad, huh? Like, they just have so many random things. They have, like, a Boreal Grazer and stuff, too. I want Ceratops and Questing Beast to run their Planeswalkers down, potentially. I want Rider to have direct Planeswalker removal. Massacre Girl can clean up Nissalands, which seems appealing. I don't know. So, like, one of the things that's important too, and this is again goes down to how do they want to manage the format. I think even if you have a deck like Breach, I don't think I gave Icy Wind Elf a sword, did I? Let's fix that. Even if decks like Breach are attackable, in my opinion, games of Magic that come down to, did I draw my sideboard card and did they draw their Naturalize to destroy my sideboard card? Those games suck. Like, just because they're sideboard cards that make Breach be a deck that is beatable doesn't mean the types of gameplay where you're beating that archetype are great. That was a big issue with Modern, is there's a bunch of decks that, like, their win rate's not, like, super noteworthy, but it's not super noteworthy because what you end up doing against those decks is just mulliganing for your hate cards. I'm taking Modern submissions again, by the way. Moving forward for people, just to make my position clear. All Magic Online decks are $50 for subscribers moving forward, and I will be entertaining Magic Online decks from any format on Magic Online. With Pioneer being what it is, I'm gonna diversify a little bit. Still want to do some of the larger, older formats Moto offers. So rather than restricting it, I'm just gonna up the price a little bit. So if you have Modern, Legacy, Pauper, whatever you'd like to see played, I will entertain the idea of taking any of them for a $50 submission. Will MTGO ever get a GUI upgrade? Yeah, I'm currently playing on Magic Online's GUI upgrade. The reason Magic Arena exists is because it's not possible to just add a new interface to Moto. I don't know about EDH. EDH is probably the least popular, and that format kind of sucks. In my opinion, competitive EDH really kind of sucks. Let's see if we can run them down here. Down to 7. Yeah, I'd take Pauper for 50. So we go kill your land, attack you to 1, have this and this. Seeing an ad is a great way to remind me it's time to use my prime sub. Ain't that the truth? Thanks for keeping me around, Jameson. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Listen, the people are saying competitive EDH is an oxymoron. Just let people like things. It's important to remember. So if you are someone like me who doesn't like competitive EDH, that's fine. You shouldn't play it. But let people who do like it enjoy it. The great thing about Magic as a game is its deep range of formats that you get to play to enjoy it. Cream of Extreme, thanks for 17 months. Welcome back. Or having fun wrong. Don't like that. You like what I tell you to like. That's true. My friend Ben will convince me to play whatever format you want me to play. How much money for me to play Artifact? I'd play Artifact for like, let's set a realistic number if you really wanted to waste your money. Let's say $500 an hour. I think that's about my, I don't really want to do this, but I'll do it if you cut the check number. I think I'm mulligan this, just super slow, missing a color. What's Artifact? Artifact is the failed Dota card game by Valve. Damn, that's cheap. Listen, I don't know what you think Magic streamers make in terms of money, but like, we're not like big real game streamers. $500 an hour is a lot of money, okay? Artifact is the MTG killer, something like that. Something like that. You need people to play against for that hour? That's fair. It's fair. Catch you later, doctor. Artifact showed us that there's no consumer protections if a large corporation promises us a large competitive event with a guaranteed prize payout and then fails to deliver on their promise. Valve promised us... Oh, you know what? I should have shocked this in before I played this. That way I could hold up double black. So I could hold up Rider or Trail of Crumbs here. We have Aether Gust, really. I would like that one back on top, I think. Tim the Tapman's net worth is $8 million. That, you know, if I'm being honest, that's less than I was expecting. I'm just gonna do this and smack them. Do I need to kill Teferi? I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to kill Teferi here. They might be high enough that I'm supposed to pressure their Planeswalker down here.
I'll protect you.
Yeah, I agree, Black Sheep, for real. I really feel like if you were someone who cared, there's probably a class action lawsuit in there somewhere for people who bought. I know, for example, I personally bought into Artifact.
It's time to stand.
I have a full Artifact collection because I expected to try and qualify for that tournament, even though the game wasn't very good. I expect I'm not alone in that.
It was probably going to die anyway.
Don't worry, I got this.
Don't worry, I got this. I'm not killing the Teferi because they've got Conqueror's Death sitting here ticking down, threatening just to bring him back right away. Just gonna chill for the time being. Oh, that's annoying. Dr. Disrespect is only, to be fair on those net worth things, a lot of them are pretty inaccurate from my understanding. You know what? I'm probably supposed to play this other Trail of Crumbs first, huh? Current cost of a full artifact collection is $41.35. That's great. I think I just want to beat down on them since they have these in play. Hey, here's hoping, Anti-Trumpet. Thanks for taking part in the democratic process. Yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't chump block too. I wonder what they're holding the Grazer for.
I've got time.
Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks for the 33 months, Nemesis. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Pretty unfortunate to lose our other trail here. My wife voted for the first time in her life today so that she could feel the burn. That's great, Hacksaw. More of that. More first-time voters, please. EDC will trigger Devil, you're not wrong. Feel the Burn was the slogan for Bernie Sanders' campaign in 2016. I think the second Night of Autumn kind of seals it up. I guess they're not super close to having these come back again. I believe Feel the Burn was the official slogan in 2016, right? Yeah, there is a face in the middle of that Uro thing. There he is again. So that dies. We get to shoot a Knight of Autumn. This is gonna die. We get to shoot a Knight of Autumn. They'll get to escape this back into play. And like, this is like the pretty classic part of the game where like our deck kind of feels in the game against the Nissa Krasis deck, but then eventually they draw and cast Krasis and we get buried. glad to be here, Cody. Yeah, I think I'm just paying 3 to draw a card here. Like, I'm at 25. I don't think I really need to Murderous Rider right away. Like, maybe if they deploy, like, another threat here, I'll Murderous Rider this turn. But I do feel like I need to generate some amount of card advantage to really get going here. Probably just a Twitch bug, Ridgel. Yeah. Sometimes Twitch chat doesn't load all the chat badges. Oh, I'm gonna take an extra point of damage now. Punted. Whoa, that's a good draw. So we get to ride down this one, slam Questerson into play, hit them, hit Teferi. Yeah, the Questing Beast and Ceratops have felt good in this build. The Rotting Regisaur, not so much. Regisaur without Cleave is just kind of medium, and I don't think this deck wants Cleave. Poor Questerson. That's the third Conqueror's Death, but it's the fourth one they've cast. Because they did bounce one of their Conqueror's Death. Trail of Crumbs is a great draw. Let's just draw 3 cards here with these food. Ceratops is a great pull. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and just do this now, because I would love to draw an oven. Questerson. Okay, yep, I'm going to keep going, so we can still find an oven. I think even with both of these, I'm going to have a hard time just running them down here. So I think just generating the most card advantage I can is important. I'd like the record to reflect that I understood how good Elspeth Conqueror's Death was when it was spoiled. as I do season in and season out, prove that I understand how to evaluate Magic the Gathering cards when I give opinions on them. They're gonna draw Tameo soon. Maybe. I think I'm more worried about Krasis than Tameo. Krasis, like, gains them life on top of everything else. You bought 10 in spoiler season for a quarter each. That's great. Why don't these Bantless play Nissa? They do? They do in fact play Nissa? They've gained an incredible amount of life this game, yeah. Thankfully Trail of Crumbs can maybe let us grind them out still. Second chapter on this, making my stuff cost extra sucks. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play this out. And then I'm gonna play this. The problem, Justin, is I can't just block their Krasis for days. I need to actually kill them. Yeah, Red-Black Titan deck kills very quickly. They get to do this. This is our third Trail of Crumbs, right? Hopefully we're pretty lucky and we get to draw another trail with this. Oh, I'm dumb. I've already got the fourth one in my hand. Shh. Got a lot going on, chat. Got a lot going on in my life. So they played this as a 4/4, so I bet they have another one here with this land shotgun. Yep, that's 10-10. And again, I mentioned this, you know, this is the part of the game where the game looks kind of close, like we might be in it, and then, you know, this happens. They start drawing creases. We just get kind of buried. Really need a Mayhem Devil, huh? Would be ideal. I guess we need another oven now too. It's actually something we need. We need oven plus devil. They have 24 cards in their deck, so not really in danger of decking. Okay, that's a start. That means we're not dead to the 10-10. Okay, that means we get to keep the cards flowing. All right, scraping on through here. They did just gas back up and move to hand size though, worth noting. Okay, that's a good one. Also a good one. They have 24 cards, we have 26 cards. Okie doke. Jund sack deck, always incredibly good at using all of its mana each turn, as we just showed. All right, chat, I have a really important question. What are we having for lunch? I got some options here. I need you to help me with this very important decision. We've got meatless pepperoni mac and cheese. We've got truffle parmesan mac and cheese. And we've got butternut squash and sage ravioli. You gotta make these important decisions.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
As something of a professional millennial who does not really cook and eats lots of frozen foods, Evil and Amy's are like top tier frozen meals. They're pretty great. Do you like fake pepperoni? Yeah, none of the fake meats taste like meat. Just eat Chipotle. Getting Chipotle delivered is a lot of effort. Alright, time to get a little devilish, chat. They plussed the Teferi. What are the odds? What are the odds they have a sweeper here? High? Feels like the answer is high, huh? Oh, they're gonna decree the cat? Wow, that kind of surprises me. Because they know I have this other cat in my hand, right? They have another decree. Wow, my alert timer actually just came up. First time for everything. How did Pioneer go this morning? It was a dumpster fire, as expected. By Pioneer, never not a dumpster fire. Alright, sometimes not a dumpster fire, but usually bad. Alright, and there's still 3 devils in my deck, right? Nope, there's 1 exiled and 1 in the bin now. Okay, so there's 2 devils and 23 cards. And one was on the bottom. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards here. So there's a devil in these top 9 cards here. No, I'm not a huge fan of Pioneer in its current state. If you haven't caught my Pioneer content recently, I've not been a fan.
Here goes nothing.
The format in a post-Theros world feels very... The format in a post-Theros world does not feel good, in my opinion. We might just burn them out with Cats here. It's been quite the slog of a third game. Oh, right, Uro. JK, LOL. Yeah, the gameplay patterns feel similar to Modern without the good mana. Yeah, it caused the Oracle combos. It added, there's an Underworld Breach deck, and there's Heliod Walking Ballista. Lot of things there. All the way up to 13. Looking for, like, another Oven and some Devils here. We get to bring a Cat back at end of turn and draw 2. How many board wipes do they have left? No idea. They should have Tamiyo's, though. Although I guess Tamiyo's kind of a liability at this point, huh? They only have 19 cards left in their deck.
Behold, nature's true power.
Sack this, draw a couple cards. I have another decree here. They could, I suppose. I think we're just starting by doing this. So we have 3 more damage on board with the Cauldron Familiars. There's a Devil 4 cards down, and I believe this is guaranteed to be a Devil as well. Because there's 1 Devil here, 1 Devil here. So if I cycle through this, I'm guaranteed to get a Mayhem Devil. You think I want a Massacre Girl? Can I do that enough? If I Massacre Girl, like this dies, and then we have 2 more dies triggers, so that's 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. I'd have to bring one of the cats back an extra time. Is that okay? I guess I do kind of need to take Uro out of play, huh? And then, like, next turn, I can bring the cat, next turn I can put both Mayhem Devils into play. So then there's only 16 cards left in my deck. We'll activate this twice more, I think, and then we're probably on an all done plan as far as activating goes. We're like, no, the entire contents of our deck. This will get us another cat here. So then this kills this. I have 1, 2, this will be 3. And then I'll need to bring my cat back so we can kill the Uro here. So that way we get two more triggers. We can cycle the riders. Oh, that's true. If we get our deck empty, the Murderous Riders do the thing. Yeah, like, this has just been, like, a genuinely long match. We've been ranting off topic a little bit, but, like, I've only got 5 minutes left on my clock, and they've only got 6 minutes. Just, like, a genuinely long set of Magic. I have to discard some cards here. Probably just some lands. So next turn, we'll get to go Cat, Devil, Devil. You did just come into a Massacre. They can escape Uro back to their hand here.
Might be a bad idea.
This might be a bad idea. Planar Cleansing's pretty unlikely. Actually, is Planar Cleansing even GG? Like, I've got Questing Beast, Ceratops in my hand. I probably should have ditched this Goose and kept the Ceratops. How much life is the opponent in this game? I don't know. Definitely double digits. This is the 5th or 6th Uro coming into play, I believe. Yes, Cleansing notably does not kill Nissa lands that are creatures, because it explicitly specifies non-land permanents. Wonder if they have a sweeper here or another. They could have a Shatter or a Devour here. They did plus their Teferi, so wouldn't be surprised to see them interact with me. Alright, so I'm gonna go sack this. Hit you for 1. Get 2 food. Bring this back. Hit you. I think I want to leave up enough mana to Ceratops plus haste here, but I can still do this once. Hey, Rook. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. You know, Standards has had its ups and downs. For sure. Current standard format's good. That's what matters, right? Yeah, they're just dead, right? Each of these loops is 3 with Mayhem Devil out. Mayhem Devil adds 2. Sweet end to a game with a lot of intricacies. This archetype can really grind. Hashtag sometimes lucky. What a slog. Do we hit plant 2? Look at that, we hit plant 2. Alright, so I feel like my takeaways from this. 1, arena is arena. Takeaway 1, arena is arena. Takeaway 2, I was a Grey Pax. Thanks for the 3rd of year, I appreciate that. Welcome back. Things that I liked and things I didn't like. I liked both Questing Beast and Ceratops in here. I feel like one of the things this Jund deck has often lacked is good closing power. That being said, Rotting Regisaur just gets chump blocked constantly in this format without a sword. I don't think this deck wants to play sword, so I think I would cut these. I think just going up to a third Ceratops in the main is fine. I think Plaguecrafter's pretty mediocre. I think this is worse than just playing a bunch of Murderous Riders. We were hoping to draw Murderous Riders at lots of points in that set. This is likely just the better card. I think you probably play a couple of pieces of bombs at the top end. You could play Corvald. You could play, you know, Black Cavalier. You could play Banchu. Whatever like floats your boat. Corvald's probably the right one, but I wouldn't fault people for playing whatever one they want. Overall, I think this is one of the decks that like hasn't gotten quite as much attention as it deserves post Theros, just because people are interested in playing with newer cards still. But I think if you're looking for a deck that has some good card advantage, also has a good amount of interaction in it, I think this this build of this archetype felt very reasonable to me, with those couple of small adjustments. All right, we're going to roll along to another standard deck here up next. We're going to go ahead and start things, or roll on into some Teamer Breach here, because Underworld Breach has a combo deck in every format, including standard. So if you want to see this sweet combo deck, stick around. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll and get everything flipped over to the next one. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.